What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Paste Studio here in Midtown Manhattan, New York City. We are broadcasting to you live from the Manhattan Center, as always, here on 34th Street, and we are joined by a very special guest right now. This is Mr. Joel Taylor.
Hey.
Hey, man, what's going on?
Nothing much. Excited to be here.
Yeah, well, we're excited to have you. Thanks for coming. Thanks for playing our studio. Joel, so you're all right. So you've got a bunch of singles that have come out in the last, number of months.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 6 months, yeah.
Including the most recent one, a really, really lovely song called Give Myself Away, which we're going to hear today. So we're going to hear basically all three of the singles that you have released as an artist thus far. This is your entire career retrospective.
That's it.
Right here at Paste.
It's my whole life flashing before my eyes in 6 months.
Cool. So we're going to hear those three. Tell me a little bit about what we're going to start out with today.
Cool. We're going to start out with Two Sides, which is the first song I ever released. And it's definitely a kind of throwback soul, 6/8 soul groove. You know, I love Ray Charles and Stevie Wonder and all those sort of classic things. So I definitely draw from that end of the spectrum. And yeah, it's just a song that is kind of about the two sides of the extroverted, fun part of myself, and then the part that wants to like sit in a dark room with a pen and pad, you know, writing depressing songs. So,
yeah, right.
You know,
writing songs about hopefully about the fun side of yourself.
Yeah,
right.
A little of both, you know.
A little of both.
All of it.
Yeah, cool.
Cool. So here's Two Sides. There's a man in the mirror who's following me. He's changing and learning from the things that he sees. Shares with the shadows, the darkness and gloom. But there's one part of me he can't take, and that's you. I got two sides, but you both can sit next to me. I got two sides, to find the middle ain't so easy. Maybe soon you'll find out what I'm all about. I got two sides. There's a hole in my head where the thoughts go, and a smile on my face to never ever let you know. My mind is upside down, spinning around, trying to find the answers that just can't be found. No, they can't be found. Oh. I got two sides, but you both can sit next to me. And I got two sides, to find the middle ain't so easy. And maybe soon you'll find out what I'm all about. I got two sides. I got two sides, but you both can sit next to me. And I got two sides. To find the middle ain't so easy. Maybe soon you'll find out what I'm all about. I got two sides. Oh, no, no. Ooh. Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Guys, thank you so much.
Oh, thanks.
So that was single number one,
Yeah,
from Joel Taylor, and I want to ask you about how you kind of arrived at the style of music you play. So you were born and raised in Sydney, but I know that your family has a long history in playing kind of American R&B and rock and roll.
Yeah, for sure.
So not to go too far down that road, but I think both your father and your grandfather, is that right? Were piano players, basically, yeah?
Well, my mom.
Oh, your mom?
My mom and her dad, my grandfather, are both awesome piano players.
Yeah.
Like full-on rock and roll, Jerry Lee Lewis, Professor Longhair, all that awesome stuff.
Right.
So I grew up, listening to that all the time and hearing them play, and they're both great. And my dad was a jazz singer as well. So
Right.
I definitely, was surrounded by music.
Yeah.
And I always just loved, I was like 10 and listening to like Ella Fitzgerald and Ray Charles and not the Backstreet Boys.
Yeah,
So
right.
I had a phase with them too, I'm sure.
Oh, well, yeah. I could hear a little Backstreet Boys
in the last chorus.
sneaking through a little bit.
Yeah.
I heard some of that influence.
definitely.
Maybe some 98 Degrees snuck in there a
Yeah,
little
Nicolas
bit too.
Shea, I tried to put that in subtly.
I heard it, so,
That's great.
we're on the same wavelength. So, I know that, back in the day, a lot of that was kind of like Jerry Lee Lewis, Fats Domino, Professor Longhair, it's sort of stride. It's fast-paced, it's rockabilly stuff. At what point did you kind of gravitate toward the more gospel elements? It seems like you, on these singles that I've heard, you really do you've slowed it down. There are these great, backing vocalists. It's got a gospel vibe to it. Was there kind of like a one artist or a turning point that really led you down that kind of road?
I think Ray Charles probably. At some point, I was obsessed with Elton John and Billy Joel since day one. That's the reason I even play piano, is I listened to every Billy Joel album and would transcribe everything. And
Yeah.
And then that kind of led me to their influences, which are, Ray Charles and those sort of things. And Ray Charles could do that. He could play upbeat, fun rock and roll stuff, and then he could slow it down and break your heart with a ballad, with a choir and a string section.
100-piece orchestra.
Exactly. And I just loved the emotion you can draw out of those sort of performances. So I've always loved the gospel and R&B, soul influences, but with songs, meaningful songs. So I've tried my best to weave those together,
Yeah, cool. So when you were going to leave Sydney and pursue your dream, was there anywhere else you were ever considering going? Because you moved, I think, out to LA, right?
Yeah, I moved straight to LA.
Straight to LA.
A couple weeks after finishing high school, I moved straight to LA. I was thinking about going to Boston and going to Berkeley.
Yeah,
because that was one option, and I just didn't want to go in the cold. Because Sydney is the coldest place I'd ever been.
Yeah.
And now LA is the coldest place I've ever been.
Well, welcome to New York.
So here I am in New York, and it's actually not too bad today. It's pretty good.
Well, I'm glad you feel that way.
Yeah, I felt pretty good about it. So, I definitely came here really just to get immersed in the music community. And, it's LA, Nashville, or New York, sort of those hubs of those things. And LA being Australian is kind of the easy translation. So I became one of the, hundreds of thousands of Australians that have dominated Los Angeles. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. It's true. We could have a whole Australian Idol just in LA.
Yeah,
for,
they could do weekly knockouts, and they just get deported. Whoever doesn't make the cut. Yeah,
that's right, man. That's actually right these days. That sounds actually like two birds with one stone.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. Anyway, we're gonna do a couple more, and these are basically the three singles that you have released thus far. First one was called Two Sides. I think. I don't know if this is the most recent one or the second most recent. This is the most recent.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about it.
This song is Give Myself Away. Just came out about a week ago. And I was actually renewing my visa in Germany while I was playing the show. And while I was there, the day I went to pick up my passport, because it was already approved and everything was easy. And I was there for a week, so I thought, I'll go first day, I'll pick it up the second day. And they said, come back tomorrow, pick it up, it's all good. And when I come to pick it up, the guy was like, you're not going to believe it, but our computer broke down last night. So we couldn't print your visa. And so I said, how long will it be, And he said, well, it could be tomorrow, could be in a week, could be in a month. I have no idea. And I said, well, can I just get my passport back and do it after? And he said, well, if you get your passport back, you have to start the whole process again, which takes 6 months. So I just waited it out in Berlin, and I was there a month. I was there a month in hostels, in hotels, just drinking coffee and walking around confused. And originally the first line of this song was, something's got a hold of me, something won't let me win, something's got a hold of me, Berlin. So anyway, it morphed into this song, but it's definitely about getting stuck.
All right, cool.
Yeah, so here it is. Here's Give Myself Away. Something's got a hold of me, something's got it under my skin. Something's got a hold of me, something won't let me win. My mind's stressed out, my money's running thin. I'm hardly sleeping, oh, in the state I'm in. Free falls, close calls, I'll handle it. Fake friends sink ships, but I'll make amends. Until I got nothing left, I'm finding out how much I got to give. Love quits, hearts break, got them tired again. Tides turn, don't fight, just ride them in. Until I got nothing left. Oh, I'm finding out how much I got to give myself away. Until I got nothing left, I'm finding out. I got to give myself away. Until I got nothing left, I'm finding out how much I got to give. I've been holding my breath, holding on for years and years. Looking under my bed, hoping monsters have disappeared. And as my girl sleeps still, I lie awake, tangled up in fear. No, I'm hardly sleeping, no. Oh, in the state I'm in. Free falls, close calls, I'll handle it. Fake friends sink ships, but I'll make amends. Until I got nothing left, I'm finding out how much I got to give. Love quits, hearts break, got them tired again. Tides turn, don't fight, just ride them in. Until I got nothing left. I'm finding out how much I got to give myself away. Until I got nothing left. I'm finding out how myself away? And do I have to give myself away? Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Give it up for my awesome band as well.
Yeah.
My stripped down band. It's Brendan Buckley over here on the cajon and Brett Farkas playing bass.
Guys, thank you so much for coming.
Coming with me from LA.
Yeah, from LA. You guys all. So when you got to LA, how did you sort of crack the mold? You know?
I played a lot of bars
Yeah.
for years. Used to play at the piano bar in LA, and that was my staple gig, which I was playing there since I was 18.
Yeah, right.
No one,
With the glass jar on the top of the upright.
The whole thing.
Yeah.
I used to play. I had my 21st birthday there at that bar, which really freaked them out. Yeah, so I did a lot of bar gigs. I played a lot of shows, small shows, and kind of just hustled my way around until I found some really good steady gigs.
Yeah.
And started playing around town and just found myself in good circles. It took it's taken a while. But
Taking a while,
I got to
yeah.
play with some great artists, and I toured with some awesome people, and it definitely grew over time.
And so, how long has it been between your arrival there and the release of these first singles and a debut EP coming sometime this year?
Well, it's been almost 9 years.
9 years.
Because when I first moved, I really was traveling, a side musician. So I would tour with all different groups. I've played with these guys, with many different artists and all different people, and I played with The Doors and all sorts of random gigs.
Yeah.
And
The
so
Doors.
I was really doing that for.
The Doors have a piano player, right? Or at least had.
Well, when he got sick, I played.
Oh, right, yeah.
I was filling in.
You were Ray.
I was Ray, and that was stressful. But yeah, so I definitely did the gigging touring musician thing for a long time, and then
Yeah.
I always wanted to make my own music. Was really all I wanted to do. So I started to just make that my primary focus.
Yeah.
And now it's what I'm
It's
doing.
happening.
So it's been great.
Yeah, and so I was thinking, of that old image of like Billy Joel in that video at the piano with
Yeah.
the tip jar on the thing, and thinking, in that era, maybe it didn't at the time, but now in retrospect, because he was such a legend in the making, it's like if you're a singer songwriter, you're a great piano player, you can be you can be Billy Joel, you can be Elton John, you can be a stadium touring arena killing pianist.
Right.
Do you get the sense in Hollywood these days that someone with that kind of interest, with that kind of style, you can still? I mean, is there room for that at the top of the charts these days?
I think there is. I think it's a careful balance, of keeping your integrity, trying to be an artist and write songs that are really about something, and also being likable and having music that is somewhat fits in a normal dialogue.
Yeah.
So I really do think there is, and there's not a ton of people playing piano. Really, I
Yeah,
find
well,
that everyone,
right.
every guy and their dog is playing a guitar. And
At what point did that come for you? Did that go back as far as piano, or piano is your
no,
main?
definitely not. I love, especially acoustic guitar. I just love, I love James Taylor. I love John Denver too.
Yeah.
People like that. And I always just wanted to be able to accompany myself and finger pick and do that whole thing. So definitely in the last few years, I've finally gotten better.
Yeah.
Before that, it was just like I messily strummed along, But that was definitely a later addition. But I do think there's room for that person. I mean, I know there are some great artists, obviously, who play piano and keyboards, but not as a image.
Yeah, right.
That doesn't really exist.
That's what I was
much.
sort of
And-
about.
and
Like it's like that's the Elton Billy Joel image.
Right.
You don't see a lot of that.
you don't see
anymore.
a lot. Yeah, so I'd like to bring it back if I can.
Well, here we are, man. Step one.
Cool.
So we're gonna hear one more from Joel Taylor. Tell me a little bit about what we're gonna close out with.
We're going to close out with a song called "What Good Is Love," and it's a song I wrote with a friend of mine in about 5 minutes. We got together and he was telling me about his divorce, and he was in a kind of a rough place. He was doing fine, but it was a painful time, and we were just talking about it. And I have a voice memo on my phone that is almost the entire song from beginning to end, practically an improvisation.
Yeah.
We went back and we tweaked and things, but pretty much just this whole story about the separation and what good is love if I don't have you anymore.
Yeah.
What's the point of even having love? And I really like it, which is hard. I'm pretty critical. I'm like, oh, I like my own song. This is nice.
Yeah, great. I'm sure we'll like it too.
Cool. I hope so. Yeah, this is What Good Is Love. The light beams in by the window where we used to sleep. The dust piled up on the books that we used to read. The cups stain the table from the coffees that we used to drink. I guess from now I'm gonna have to switch to tea. And what good is love? What good is love if you don't love me? What good are my eyes? What good are my eyes if it's you I don't see? Left you a long voicemail the other day. Your mail's building up, you got bills to pay. I drive them to your house, but you haven't told me where you stayed. Forever was a path, baby, but you walked away. And what good is love? What good is love if you don't love me? And what good are my eyes? What good are my eyes if it's you I don't see? And what kind of a man? What kind of a man goes down so easy? And what good is your love? What good is your love without me? Go back to when we first met. Now the present and the future I'm trying to forget. I'm at home eating dinner, lost my appetite, and I'm trying to figure out why can't we just go back to way back when the present and the future went hand in hand. I'm at home eating dinner, lost my appetite, and I'm trying to figure out why. Don't love me. What good are my eyes? What good are my eyes if it's you I don't see it? And what kind of a man? What kind of a man goes down so easy? And what good is your love? What good is your love without me? Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Joel.
Thank you.
That's some lovely strumming on the guitar.
Oh, cool. Thanks so much. I've been working at it.
Yeah, I can tell. So everybody, this is Joel Taylor. We just heard 3 songs, 3 singles that have all come out in about the last 6 months. Are these all going to be on the? There's a debut EP coming later down this year.
Yep.
Are these all scheduled to be on this thing?
Yeah, this will be on it. There'll be these, and there'll be about 4 or 5 new songs. There'll be one more single coming out.
Okay.
In the next month or so. Will be another new song, and then there'll be kind of the final 5 songs, and they'll be all put together. So
Are you written all these songs, or you still have some work to do?
No, I've written them all. I've just been, a lot of the things I've been recording all myself, or just me and a friend. So I've been playing bass and playing guitar and playing piano and things, and singing all the background vocals.
Yeah.
Where I'm trying to be a 50-person choir, and it's just me.
Yeah.
So some of it has taken some time, but we're finally there. So
yeah, probably
I'm excited.
You're more able to do that these days than maybe ever before.
Oh,
sort of be
really,
your own band.
Yeah.
You
can sit there with a laptop and plug away.
Right, in some German airport.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So everyone, look out for the debut EP from Joel Taylor. We just heard 3 songs that are going to be included on it, including the latest single, just came out a couple weeks ago, called "Give Myself Away." There are also some tour dates coming up. There's one tomorrow night here in New York City at Rockwood Music Hall, Stage 3. It's part of the Communion Music Showcase that Joel will be performing as part of. You can find the info for that at thisisjoeltaylor.com, as well as some other music and more information and all that good stuff. So definitely check that out. Joel, thanks so much for coming.
Great. Thanks for having
to
me.
the Paste Studio and playing these songs for us today. We look forward to hearing more.
Awesome.
And please come back and play for us again anytime when
I'd love to.
when this thing's out.
Sounds good.
All right.
All right. Thanks. Thanks, guys.